Hello everyone, I am Mia Carberry and this is my mini TED Talk. I am here to advocate for the voiceless. If you are like me, it's possible that you have wanted to own an exotic animal as a pet. You most likely did not consider the consequences of how poachers acquire these animals, transport them, and treat them until they ultimately end up in auctions, roadside zoos, pet stores, and the backyards of unqualified people. That's how it was for me at least. I've wanted hedgehogs, parrots, pythons, tigers, anything I could get my hands on, honestly. I never had any of these animals, but a girl can dream. I love animals, and it wasn't until my research that I realized that the best way to love these animals was to protect them, not exploit them. Throughout my research, I have learned that the exotic pet industry is not a minor problem. It is an entire industry. Problems this industry causes are as follows: mistreatment and death of exotic animals during capture and transportation, mistreatment and death of exotic animals in captivity, a cyclic supply and demand for tiger cubs and other popular animals, animal attacks, and the potential for an invasive species to settle into an ecosystem. Invasive species, wild and lost. Ultimately, when an animal either escapes or is rescued by their owner, released by their owner, the animal then has the capacity to become invasive. Invasive species bring many problems. They are the second highest cause for biodiversity loss, according to National Geographic. They change and challenge the ecosystem and the food chain, which leads to native population loss, and they spread disease. Stop the spread of invasive species. Examples of animal cruelty within the industry. Furthermore, the cruelty that takes place in these cricket industry is repulsive. Examples are as follows. The first example we have are tiger cubs. Tiger cubs are in high demand to be exploited through photo ops and cub petting. The problem is that the time period for this is only 4 weeks. The rest of the tiger's life is bleak. They are most likely sold to the highest bidder, where they are lost to the trade because of the lack of laws and regulations. We must demand more regulations from the government to protect these animals. They never asked to be here. The second example is the slow loris. Slow lorises are venomous primates that have recently become trending pets online. This increased demand for the animal. To make the slow loris a suitable pet, poachers rip out their teeth, preventing them from ever being able to survive in the wild again. The final example I will show is an event that occurred in Zanesville, Ohio. Terry Thompson owned over 50 exotic animals on his relatively small property. He released all of his animals and then shot himself. 51 of the animals were killed to protect the community of Zanesville, Ohio, where only a mile away there was a children's soccer game. Just looking at those cages makes me feel like something should have been illegal. However, Terry Thompson's ex-wife was given back the remaining animals. This only shows how loose the regulations are in the industry. It is our duty to protect these animals in our world. They do not belong in cages. So what can we do? We can research the Big Cat Public Safety Act. You can contact your representatives and push them to pass regulations to protect animals and people. You can only visit humane accredited zoos and sanctuaries. Do not own an exotic animal. You only add to the demand, and spread the word. Not many people know the truth behind the scenes. Thank you guys for listening, and that is the presentation.